Hi Sagittarius, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. So this is your February 2018 general reading. You should obviously have 2 love readings up on the channel, YouTube. What am I talking about here? What are you talking about, Carol? Yeah, you've got a reading that is kind of geared towards people who are going through kind of relationship problems, and a reading for strictly single. So this is your general reading. Universe free, what's coming in for Sagittarius, just generally for February 2018, just a general reading for Sagittarius. Show me Sagittarius, just in general. What's coming in for Sagittarius in general for February 2018? Show me what's coming in for Sagittarius. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. In terms of just a general reading for February 2018, show me. Alright, so we're going to split the deck into 3 like so. We're going to collect it back up and let's have a look what I can see. Nice. Devil in the reverse is your first card. You guys letting go of chains, letting go of toxic situations, negative situations, giving up on addictions perhaps, cigarettes, drink, rich foods, doing too much shopping, anything that could be deemed negative with the devil card in the upright, because the devil card in the upright is all about our fears. So it's about our fears, and it's also about the things that keep us enslaved. So this is a card about enslavement, and some of you guys are giving up on very much a situation that had you enslaved, and that enslavement can be a relationship, not doing love, but it could be the people around you that you are stuck to. It can be karmic ties, which are nasty when you get the devil card. They're really horrible. The devil cards usually show up when you have to go for one of those. What do they call it? If you have feelings for someone, you can't get rid of those feelings. Is it cord cutting? That card will usually show when you have to go through some fucking type of cord cutting shit. It's not nice. It's a seriously unpleasant card when it comes to being in love, because this card can mean, you know, you've got these unexplainable relationship feelings for someone. This can mean that you've been possessed, or somebody's put a spell on you, because it's to do with black magic as well, the devil is. This card can be when you're staying with someone because of the bills or the safety, and so it's not nice. This is drugs, this is drink, this is cigarettes. This is too much rich food. This is overly working, being overly burdened. This is being obsessed by your looks, by your food, by your height, by your weight. It's every single thing that keeps the human beings enslaved to the devil. The brilliant thing for the focus around you guys, Saggies, in the first 2, in the month of February, is letting go of all of those things. So if any of those things pertain to you, it's letting go of those things there. What's your challenge? Your challenge is the 3 of Wands in the reverse. So some of you guys, it might be that you were waiting, but the challenge is to let go, because the 3 of Wands in the reverse says, well, you've been waiting for something and it's not come in. So this is where your ships don't come in, the 3 of Wands in the reverse. This is where you don't see a future. So your challenge is not seeing a future in this thing, which is why challenge positions usually impact on why things are the way they are in the present. So this is the reason why you guys are letting go with that devil card in the reverse, because the reason that everything is happening is the 2 of Swords in the reverse. Now, it's interesting because we can read reversals and uprights all sorts of ways. For me now, because the 2 of Swords can either mean that you suppress, you ignore, you avoid. This is the avoiding a decision. So some of you guys, the reason that everything is happening is because you might have found yourself to be completely stuck. You might have had a decision to make, and you might have been completely avoiding making that decision. But the impact of avoiding making a decision with the 2 of Swords means that when it comes time to literally try and get things moving in whatever area that is in, you tend to find yourself in a bit of a shithole because you avoided doing something. Everything tends to come all at once. So the root issue might be, and some of you guys, 2 of Swords in the reverse can mean, well, I've seen the light. Finally, I have the clarity. So it might be that for some of you guys. But in the recent past, as a result of that, the 9 of Coins in the reverse. So some of you guys, it might be 9 of Coins in the reverse is often a bad money management, or it's losing a whole heap of money. It's not having as much money as you did, and I think that as a result of this energy in the recent past, you guys have lost some of your independence. I feel it might be financial independence with that 9 of Coins in the reverse. Okay, and it's coming off the back of this energy here. Alright, so it might be that for some of you guys, you ignored something very crucial, and you decide, and as a result of that, you might have lost money. or you might have lost some form of independence or status with this Nine of Coins in the reverse, because your challenge is the Three of Wands, letting go of a situation that wasn't bringing in results. And as a result of that, the energy might be around letting go of this completely. The most likely outcome for the month of February for you Sagittarians in this general reading is the Magician in the reverse. Shit. Okay. Magician in the reverse. It can be, for some of you guys, if you're dealing with an individual on this who you decided that you want to relinquish yourself from, move from, you know, you've lost money on this situation, and it's, you know, don't be surprised if this person comes back in with that Magician in the reverse. I get the impression the most likely outcome is going to be somebody who's going to be trying to talk you around into doing something here, Saggies, because the most likely outcome is going to be this Magician in the reverse. It can also be when nothing gets started, because there's a lack of manifestation here with the Magician in the reverse. But, you know, if you guys have come to, and it might be that you've come to, we'll see what card shows with that, but it might be that you've come to reality with that Two of Swords in the reverse. And around that reality in the recent past, this is something to do with losing money, losing status, losing your independence. Because your challenge was the Three of Wands in the reverse. Literally letting go. Literally being honest that there was no future in this situation. And as a result of that, the focus for February is really just to let yourself, you know, to release yourself from this situation. It might be from a contract, for example, with that Devil in the reverse. But I think that the most likely outcome is that this could be somebody here that literally tries to talk you around again. Magicians reverse talk about absolute con men and bullshitters. They'll tell you that something is green when it's clearly red. But that's all to do with getting what they want. Coming in, what you'll experience is strength. So I think with the Strength card, it's all about you guys having to have patience and also having to have confidence and the courage of your convictions. Especially with this Devil card showing you guys releasing something. When you get Devils reversed as well, because the Devil is such a strong card, and he really is a strong card in the upright. You know, this person, these people are enslaved. These people are really enslaved. So it's not so easy to let yourself go. I mean, I used to be a smoker and I gave up. And it's, you know, we're in February now and I gave up at the start of January. But I was so adamant that I didn't like smoking. It's bad for you. And it was really worrying me. And, you know, I had to give it up. But when smoking, for example, the Devil has you in its grips, it's got you in its grips. It really, really does. And you've just got to be strong mentally enough to say, no, this isn't really what I want to do. And I feel that, you know, when you've got this reverse, this is about, it's not so we can say the words, letting go of chains, you know, we can say those words, and they're so easy to say, oh, you're letting go of chains, but it's what it takes to let go of those chains. And I could understand that as a result of that, what you might be feeling with the Strength card is what you'll experience. It could be the overcoming of the obstacle as well with the Strength energy, because the obstacle is the lion, and the lion can easily be that Devil there. This is some of you guys, it might be what you're experiencing is you need to curb your urges as well, because the lion is the urge. It's the urge to do something. It's the urge to go for something. It's the urge to have something, and you've got to curb that. Strength is the woman on the card, but both are strength, because the lion is strong and the woman is strong. But, you know, this is about a battle of wills, a battle of inner confidence, a battle of inner strength. So you guys are going to have the inner strength with the Strength card coming in. Right now, in February 2018, you guys are actually the Queen of Cups. So you are going through a time of inner reflection, I feel here. I think that there is a great deal of evaluation, emotional evaluation going on here. I'm seeing you guys doing a lot of thinking, a lot of contemplation. She's definitely somebody who contemplates a whole heap of things. So I think that you guys are going through a time of great contemplation with that Queen of Cups energy. Okay, because I think that in your foundation, the Two of Swords is in the reverse. And I think that you have been avoiding doing something here, I think, with this Two of Swords in the reverse, and you've been suppressing and burying something down. And I think that as a result of that in the recent past, you've had the consequences from this. Okay, some of you guys, it might be that you've been burying having to do something different. Maybe it's to leave a job. Maybe it's to settle for less money with that Nine of Coins in the reverse. But your challenge is that, I think that what I'm seeing is your challenge is that you don't see a future if you should do this. So I do feel that for some of you guys, you don't see a future if you do this. So I think that you have been avoiding making a decision, because Two of Swords in the reverse means to avoid making a decision. And I do think you've been avoiding actually making a decision here, Sagittarius, because it involves leaving. Nine of Coins in the upright means that you are in a very much in a place of comfort. In the reverse, you would be leaving that comfort. So I think it involves leaving. some form of comfort zone with the Nine of Coins in the reverse. And I think your challenge is, you know, you can't see that far ahead. You can't see any future outside of what you are so used to, I feel here. Okay, and that's why the energies around you are about facing the fear, feeling the fear with the Devil in the reverse and doing it anyway. But the most likely outcome is some of you guys won't even do it. So I don't think this is somebody else now. I think it's you. In this first lot of cards, I think the most likely outcome, Sagittarius, is some of you guys won't even do it, because the Magician in the reverse represents somebody who lacks confidence and lacks the skill and lacks the get up and go, and basically lacks the energy and the foresight to make things happen. So nothing gets done. So the most likely outcome is you guys won't be manifesting, or you won't be trying to create this new beginning, because I think you have been doing a lot of inner reflection here, and it's going to take a lot of inner confidence here. Some of you guys are going to just hold back that little bit on your urge. You do have an urge, but there's something that might be scaring some of you from doing it. Coming in, what you're going to experience is the Eight of Wands in the reverse. So this is a lack of action, I feel, some of you guys, because you've got strength here, so you guys are holding back on your urges. And I think that with that, what you'd experience is no action. There's no change. There's no action. Everything stays the same with that Ace of Wands in the reverse. Some of you guys may not contact a certain person. Some of you guys are not being proactive enough. You're just kind of staying within the status quo. The fears are, or the hopes might be, to take a little bit more time out to contemplate, to gain more information, okay, to try and find, well, what is my, excuse me, what is my intuition telling me to do? The outcome shows the world, though, which is nice, because it's really weird that there's no action here. But the overall outcome from this card here is that something has to end. It's the ending of a cycle. But what is the ending of? Is it an ending of the cycle of a dream, or do you actually start a new phase? I think that because this precedes this, and I'm seeing no action coming in, it might be the overall action, because the overall outcome should really come from this, and this area. And I think I'm seeing two very slow moving cards, which means that the overall outcome with the World card is it might be the ending, because World cards represent the ending of a cycle. So the cycle in which some of you guys wanted to move from A to B to C to D, and you're just still stuck on A, it might be that that's where some of you guys stay, because I just see that there's a fear syndrome going on here. We're just going to quickly get some clarifiers. Why is Sagittarius, these cards could possibly change up the reading now, okay? Why is Sagittarius the Queen of Cups in February 2018? Why is Sagittarius the Queen of Cups? Show me. Right, so I think that you've been doing some introspection on the Ace of Wands in the reverse is talking about a lack of enthusiasm. It's talking about a failed project. So it's talking about something that's a non-starter, for example. So I think that you've been doing a great deal of introspection on something that you feel very doubtful, because the Ace of Wands in the reverse actually indicates doubt as well. So I think there's a great deal of introspection in terms of something that you're very doubtful of starting with that Ace of Wands in the reverse. A lot of introspection on maybe failed projects with the Ace of Wands. The Queen of Cups is all about using our intuition. Okay, so it might be your intuition is telling you as well, with that Queen of Cups energy, not to start a particular project with this Ace of Wands in the reverse. And I think that's more than likely it, that you guys in February 2018, you're the Queen of Cups, because your intuition might be telling you not to start. It's a bad idea to start a particular project with that Ace of Wands energy. And the reason for this is because in your foundation, you've got the Two of Swords in the foundation. And what's the reason for the Two of Swords in the reverse? The Seven of Swords. I think that you can't see with that Two of Swords. It depends how you want to read that Two of Swords. But the Two of Swords, it's either that you can't see that there's a deception going on here, because the Seven of Swords is all about a deception. I think your intuition, I think you actually do see with the Two of Swords, because Two of Swords in the reverse can be that you mean that you see the truth. You're finally seeing the truth. So I think that you see some form of a deception here, Sagittarius. I think that what's happening is your intuition is telling you not to start something here with this Ace of Wands. It's a bad idea to start something here with the Ace of Wands in the reverse, because the root issue is that you see that somebody's not being honest. You see that there is a deception going on here. And around that, in the recent past, you guys have been experiencing the Nine of Coins in the reverse. And let's have a look at why you've been experiencing the Nine of Coins in the reverse. Three of Swords in the reverse. I think that as a result of that, in the recent past, you guys might have decided actually to take yourself out of a particular comfort zone in order to, because the Three of Swords in the reverse means to heal. So it's almost like you've taken yourself out of being, isolating yourself away. So it's almost like you've de-isolated, not de-isolated. You're not isolating yourselves anymore in order to heal the situation with the Three of Swords. So I get the impression that you guys have been speaking to others about this situation here. All right, you guys have been collaborating and talking with others about a situation concerning another person, because your intuition is telling you don't start this project, or don't move, for example, with the Ace of Wands in the reverse. Its intuition is saying don't move, or don't start this project, or, you know, don't start this new venture, because in my foundation, the reason for all of this occurring is because I have deep insight, perhaps with this Two of Swords in the reverse, that this person might rob me, this person might be a deceiver with the Seven of Swords in the upright, this person might be trying to pull the wool over my eyes, and as a result of that, I think that you guys here have reconciled. For some of you guys, it might be like in the recent past, you've been thinking about losing money. Maybe with the Three of Swords in reverse, you've reconciled that you could lose money in this. It could also be that some of you guys have decided to come out off your shell, with, because the Nine of Coins in the upright can talk about a gilded cage and being stuck in that. So this is in the gilded cage of, you know, of fantasy, for example. You can see that she's almost like a Queen of Cups sometimes. She's got all these lovely things around her, and she doesn't feel the need to have anything else in her world except for what she has. But in the reverse, it's almost like, well, I feel the necessity now to come out of the gilded cage and really kind of, it might be that you feel the necessity to come out and share your story with others with this Three of Swords in the reverse, or come out of your gilded cage in order with this Three of Swords in the reverse to speak to other people about this situation, because you need to remedy the situation. So I think that you guys have, as a result of this, you've come out of your gilded cage and you said, right, I need to remedy this situation, maybe by getting advice from other people with that Three of Swords in the reverse. And that's because your challenge is the Three of Wands in the reverse. And why is your challenge the Three of Wands in the reverse? Well, I think that you don't see, the challenge is the Three of Wands in the reverse, and I think it's because you've not seen any particular results on this situation. Because Three of Wands in the reverse is where nothing's come back. There's been no results, bringing Judgment in the reverse. Or it could be because the Judgment in the reverse. Judgment in the reverse means bad judgment. So it might be that you don't receive anything here with the Three of Wands in the reverse, through the bad judgment, or through making, I'm just looking at the bad judgment being somewhere along here, because your intuition is telling you not to do something. It's not, because the Ace of Wands in the reverse is that, if we were to look at a word for the Ace of Wands in the reverse, it would be not. So intuition is telling you not to start something, not to start a new venture, because you have deep insight, I feel, with this Two of Swords. Things become clearer to you that somebody is trying to deceive you, somebody's trying to pull the wool over your eyes, and you can see them looking directly over at you. They think they're pulling the wool over your eyes, but you're here. And you're here. So, and you're at both times you're looking down. This person can't see that you've already got the insight in this card and this card, and the Ace of Wands in the reverse is right behind you. So this person thinks that they're more clever than they actually are, but you guys, I think Sagittarians, are on to whoever this individual is. And you've come out of your shell to try and remedy the situation. Talk to others, probably. Because your challenge is that you haven't received anything, Three of Wands. Bringing a lack of judgment, or bringing a lack of change into the situation. Three of Wands in the reverse is, well, I didn't receive my package. Or there's been delays. You promised that this thing would come in. My ships haven't come in. Which means that, you know, there's nothing here that can be done. There's no change. There's no this, there's no that. You promised this, you promised the world, nothing happened. And as a result of that, you guys are focusing on the Devil in the reverse. And that is letting go, breaking the bonds, breaking the chains. Perhaps breaking a friendship, breaking a contract. I want to see why your focus is on the Devil in the reverse. Because of the Tower. It's an unstable foundation that you're on with this individual. You want to let go of these chains. You want to let go of this situation, release it, because it's too unstable. It will collapse. It's not stable enough for you guys to be involved in. You're looking to release it. In which the most likely outcome will be the Magician in the reverse. And why? And I think the Magician in the reverse might just very well be a person now, because this Seven of Swords is definitely a Magician reverse. So why is the Magician reverse the most likely outcome if Sagittarius does this? Because of the Hangman in the reverse. I think that you'll have, the most likely outcome will be that you'll have someone telling you all sorts of manner of shit because they don't want to let go. The hangman in the reverse, they're not willing to give up, because when you get hangman in reverse, this person's not willing to surrender, so they're not willing to give up. I think the most likely outcome is you're going to have a magician in the reverse, somebody who's going to tell you all manners of shit because they're not willing to give up on this situation with you. Alright, you already are onto who this individual is. And you've come out of your shell, you've gone out and you've spoken to other people. So for some of you guys, it might be that you gave a few telephone calls. You called a few companies or a few people, or you went to somebody's house. You spoke to friends at work just to remedy the situation with the Three of Swords in reverse. Just to get some perspective, to heal the situation. Because your intuition is telling you, don't do this thing. Because clear insight, Two of Swords is in the foundation that this person is a liar and a fraud. Seven of Swords, they're a deceiver. And you guys say, okay, let me go out there and see what other people are saying, because I need to sort this situation out. Because the challenge is nothing is coming back to you. Three of Wands, you're not manifesting anything through. Nothing is coming through with that Three of Wands, and it's not brought any type of life change to you. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. I think some of you guys are being spun this merry-go-round that there's going to be, you know, ice cream up in heaven, and it's not there. And therefore you guys are letting go, releasing this very negative energy of the devil energy, because it's too unstable to maintain with the Tower. But more than likely, I think that you've got somebody here who's still going to want to spin you a line because they don't want to let go of the deal. And they've also got no conscience with that Hanged Man in the reverse. Coming in, you guys will experience strength. And I think that you're still going to hold on to hold on to your guns with the Strength card. I'm going to see why you guys will experience strength coming in. Well, I think that you guys are going to resist taking this direction, or you're going to resist, I feel, with the Strength energy, endeavouring into this partnership, or being a part of this partnership here with this Two of Wands energy, because influence is coming in, or the Eight of Wands in the reverse. So this might be where this person stops calling you or stops contacting you. Let's have a look at why the influence is coming in, or the Eight of Wands reversed. Four of Coins. I think that some of you guys might put a stop with this Eight of Wands in the reverse to, for example, releasing or paying money out, because the Four of Coins in the reverse is about relinquishing. You're not holding on to your funds now, you're paying them out, you're spending them. So you're spending with the Four of Coins, and the Eight of Wands means to put a stop. So the Eight of Wands can be transferring money, for example. So you get the Eight of Wands sometimes in the Eight of Coins, you might be transferring funds, or the Two of Pentacles is transference of funds with that Eight of Wands. But the Eight of Wands is putting a stop to transferring, okay, money from your savings, for example. So I think you guys is, you know, you're going to be putting a stop with the Eight of Wands to transferring, or, you know, spending your money or investing your money with that with the Four of Coins in the reverse. Your hopes or fears will be the High Priestess. And why is the hopes or fears the High Oopsie daisy? Why is the hopes or fears the High Priestess for Sagittarius in this reading? Show me. King of Pentacles. I think your fears are there's a secret being kept by an individual, but this is a money man. Maybe there's a secret loophole that this money man has, or something like that, because the High Priestess is always about secret information via this individual, because of a King of Pentacles. Your fears will be a secret, I feel. This is a secret, so this is about hidden information being kept via perhaps a King of Pentacles energy, or it might be the hope is to abstain from this such a person here. High Priestesses can show where you hold back, you abstain from an individual. The outcome shows the world. Why is the world the outcome card for this situation? Why is the world the outcome card for this situation? The Star. I think that concluding a cycle on this situation is going to lead on to better things with that Star energy. Because I see you guys holding back from opening up your bank account, for example, from paying any more money into this situation. I think that you guys have greatly, you know, it might be that here, if you've given any money away, it might be retrieved, I guess, with that Three of Swords in reverse, because this is healing. This is resolved. So when you get a Three of Swords in the reverse, it should be a resolution. Something should be resolved, and the Nine of Coins can be about losing money. So it might be in the recent past, money that you've lost or paid into this situation while it's being recuperated with the Three of Swords in the reverse. Because your challenge is the Three of Wands. Something has not arrived here. Okay, and it might be with the Judgment energy as well, that there's no explanation for that. The Judgment card in the upright will always show an explanation. It'll always show a result. In the reverse, there's no result. So it might be that your challenge is something didn't arrive here and there's no explanation for it with the Judgment card in the reverse. Nobody is being held to account for something not arriving. Alright, so we're going to go through this reading again. I think for Sagittarius, in the month of February 2018, your intuition is telling you that you need to... could be also to end some form of adventure. To end some form of... a fresh start, something new. This is usually a new business venture or a new creative venture. But I think your intuition is telling you to put the kibosh on this thing with the Ace of Wands. Because in the reverse, because I think that you have clear insight that you are actually being deceived with that Seven of Swords energy. And it could be as a result of that if you have lost any money on this situation, Sagittarius, that the money that you lost with the Nine of Coins is being recuperated, I think, being resolved with that Three of Swords in the reverse. For some of you guys, you might be going out there and asking questions in order to resolve the situation, because the challenge is you didn't receive something, and that nobody's being held to account, I feel, with the Judgment energy on something you didn't receive. And I think that for some of you guys, your focus for February will be on the Devil in the reverse, and this is releasing yourself from a bad idea, a bad situation, because it's too unstable and it's too reckless to be involved in. I think the most likely outcome will be this Magician energy, and it could be, I could read it a couple of ways, I guess. It could be the most likely outcome is that whatever it is that doesn't manifest now, it's going to bring you a sense of, stability, I guess, with the Hangman. Hangman reverse means no change. Or it could be that this person, whoever this deceiver is still on at you with that Magician in the reverse. They're still spinning you a line because they don't really want to let go, and they don't care. They don't want to let go of the situation. Coming in, I think that you stick to your guns. I think that you resist with this Strength card, the idea of going into partnership with whoever this Seven of Swords stroke Magician individual is. And I think some of you guys, maybe the Eight of Wands, put a halt to relinquishing or emptying your bank accounts with the Four of Coins, paying into something here. Because your fears are the King of Pentacles, or somebody who is hiding some important, perhaps, financial information from you with this King of Pentacles energy. And I think the outcome is that this ends a cycle now, and this ending of the cycle, oh sorry, the screen was stuck for a minute. I think this ending of the cycle with the World card is going to bring greater rewards in the future with the Star energy. I also feel that the ending of this cycle brings a great sense of relief in with the Star energy, because stars can mean that you're feeling greatly relieved. So I think the ending putting drawing a line underneath the sand with this situation for some of you Sagittarians is actually going to bring a great deal of relief with the Star. Alright, that is your general reading for the February 2018. I would like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on Carol's Universe, and have a great day.